As one grows older, one looks at getting a fixed sum of money on a month-on-month basis. Now that's usually performed through a product which is called a pension fund. Today we're going to talk about the premier pension fund that's run in India, which is called the National Pension Scheme. The National Pension Scheme is designed very similar to what is called the 401k in the United States. It was launched in 2004. It's a scheme in which you have a defined contribution and a performance-based return, a market-linked return as they call it. National Pension Scheme is a scheme which provides pension to every citizen in the country. That's how it's designed. People from the central government can use the National Pension Scheme, state governments use National Pension Scheme, ordinary citizens like you and me can open an account and continue to contribute within that account for your returns. Now that's what the National Pension Scheme is all about. Let's understand the constituents of the National Pension Scheme. The National Pension Scheme has the following people. There is something called a Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority, PFRDA, which is the governing body or the regulating body of this National Pension Scheme. Then you have what is called the Central Record Keeping Agency, which currently is the National Securities and Depositories Limited, NSDL, which is given the task of centrally managing all the databases. Next, you have pension fund managers. These are people which are private asset management companies which are tasked with the idea of managing your money by investing it according to the terms of the scheme in which the investor invests and provide a very, very good return, transparent return to the investor. So these are all some of the major agencies that work to deliver pension to the average citizen in the country. How do you open an account? You can go to any person who's called the point of presence. Now the point of presence could be your banker, could be a post office. There are many agencies that are tasked with helping the citizen open a pension account and thereby manage their pension schemes. So you can go to any of them and quickly open an account. On opening an account, you will be given what is called a pension PRAN. PRAN stands for Permanent Retirement Account Number. Once you have your PRAN, then it becomes your only number in the long term. So whether you work for company A or company B or company C, you can port your pension corpus in one company to another company quite easily using that unique PRAN number that's been assigned to you. So PRAN is a very useful number that is given to investors. From a pension point of view, from an NPS point of view, it allows you to open two accounts. It's called Tier 1 and Tier 2. Now Tier 1 is essentially an amount, a fund that is locked. It's a fund that is designed to deliver a retirement corpus to you when you stop working. So to that extent, the money that you invest in Tier 1 is not actually very liquid, so you will get the money only when you retire or around that time. But what you invest as an investment will enjoy tax benefits because it stays locked in for the long term. Tier 1 investments, you can do up to a max of 1 lakh as per section 80C, and the amount that you invest therein, the earnings of that fund is completely exempt from tax, and the amount that you contribute initially to that amount every year is also subject to deduction from your income tax. So there's a whole lot of tax benefits that are available. There's also an 80CCB where you get an additional 50,000 rupees for investing into National Pension Scheme. So overall, you get a great amount of tax breaks if you participate in the National Pension Scheme. That said, There are also other benefits in terms of once you retire, you can port the money, the corpus that you've built over many years into another pension scheme that's allowed, and thereafter draw the money on a regular basis. Of course, as you're aware, in our country, pension received by the person, by the individual, is taxable in his hands. So this money also, when it comes, will be taxable. But the assumption is when you retire, you may not have a lot of money. So whatever you get out of the pension fund, even if it's taxable, will be a very small number because you may not be on the highest tax bracket at that point in time. So National Pension Scheme is a very, very useful scheme. The key advantages of National Pension Scheme is that there's a great transparency in the way in which your investment flow through as a portfolio gets managed by a professional manager, and you can log into the system and see your portfolio at any point in time. It's a greatly transparent system. Second, it's an extremely low-cost way of managing your investments. Third, like I mentioned, once you have a PRAN number, Permanent Retirement Account number, you can move that from company A to company B and continue it in company B so that there is one account that flows through and you're able to track everything. Apart from the Tier 1 account, like I mentioned, there is also a Tier 2 which one can use as a mutual fund kind of an investment. You can invest it, you can withdraw the money therein at any given point in time. Like a mutual fund, a fund manager will manage the funds there and will provide you returns. Of course, because you can pull out the money any point in time, it doesn't give you a tax benefit by investing in these schemes. But other than that, the NPS is definitely worth looking at, especially for those who don't have a formal pension account in their corporates. Now, let's say you're an own businessman, you have your own small business, medium business, and you don't come under the PF rules or the pension rules. My ask is to go and relook at the NPS. It could give you a long-term pension while also saving some tax currently.